good. Asante sana. CS ma'am, ladies and gentlemen, we are now transiting into yet another item on our program today. This program will be the honors and awards session, and we shall be calling out the officers and men selected for this session, and will also read out their citations so that we are able to know what it is that they are being awarded for. Thank you. CS ma'am, ladies and gentlemen, honors and awards. And even as we proceed into this session, I will kindly invite our chief guest to come and give these honors and awards. Our chief guest, ma'am. Major Marvin Cheriot Kiprono and Captain Wycliffe Omondi Aguka, Kenya Army. Major Marvin Kiprono Cheriot was enlisted in the Kenya Defense Forces on the 19th of September 2010 as a general service officer, while Captain Wycliffe Omondi Aguka was enlisted in the Kenya Defense Forces on the 6th of October as a general service officer. So on the 8th of July 2023, Major Marvin Kiprono Cheriot and Captain Wycliffe Omondi Aguka were the flight commander and co-pilot, respectively, on a close air support mission to Somali Special Forces. The pilot's skillful maneuvering of the helicopter and decisive engagement of the adversary enabled the friendly forces to gain ground during the maneuver and gain initiative against the adversary, thus shifting the tide of war in favor. They managed to land, pick up wounded soldiers amidst intensive fire. Was successful and the adversary was repulsed. Major Marvin Kiprono Cheriot and Captain Wycliffe Omondi Aguka, because of their valor and gallantry, which involved the imminent danger of death, are hereby recognized. Makofi kwa wanapokuja mbele. Makofi kwa Major Cheriot. Thank you very much. A round of applause for him. A senior private Amon Mwamburi, Kenya Army. A senior private, Amon Mwamburi Mwanzi, was enlisted in the Kenya Defense Forces on the 2nd of September 2012. So on the 29th of September 2023, while deployed for the African Transition Mission in Somalia, he played a crucial role that led to the successful repulsion of a surprise attack on the forward operating base by crawling from his trench into the armored fighting vehicle, steering it towards the designated firing position under fire. His heroic act is credited with stopping the attack and inflicting casualties on the enemy and forcing them to retreat. The attack ended with no casualties on troops. For his bravery and devotion to duty, Senior Private Amon Mwanzi is hereby recognized. Makofi kwake. Thank you. Another round of applause for Mwamburi. Warrant Officer Class 1 Christopher Kipkoech Kipsoi, Kenya Air Force. Warrant Officer 1 Christopher Kipkoech Kipsoi was enlisted in the Kenya Defence Forces on the 4th of May 1990. In August 2023, Warrant Officer 1 Christopher Kipkoech Kipsoi was then the warrant officer in charge of the Precision Measuring Equipment Laboratory, PMEL, together with a team of personnel from the section. He managed to modify the press calibrator and used to calibrate aircraft weighing kits. The calibrator became cumbersome and hard to use to operate at some point. So the modification was done at a very minimal cost to service and the Kenya Defence Forces. Therefore, Warrant Officer 1 Christopher Kipkoech Kipsoi, for his ingenuity and initiative, is hereby recognized. A round of applause for him. Makofi tafadhali. Asante sana. Senior Sergeant Patterson Kamau, Kenya Air Force. Senior Sergeant Patterson Kamau was enlisted in the Kenya Defence Forces on the 26th of February 2007. During the course of his duties, he collaboratively worked with a team of technical personnel to install the liquid oxygen nitrogen plant, which had encountered compatibility issues with the existing facilities. The liquid oxygen could not be transferred to the oil tanks for storage due to different couplings, and it was not possible to charge one cylinder at a time, since the plant had a multiple station manifold. So the modifications were a breakthrough in that it involved rigorous research, selflessness, meticulous work, and a lot of involvement. This initiative saved the country and the service a lot of money and ensured that the plant was serviceable. For his innovativeness and diligence, Senior Sergeant Patterson Kamau is hereby recognized. Makofi anapokuja kuchukua zawadi yake. Asante sana. Makofi kwake. Senior Sergeant Evans Marocco, Kenya Navy. Senior Sergeant Evans Marocco was enlisted in the Kenya Defence Forces on the 1st of September 2008. Senior Sergeant Evans Marocco, through his ingenuity, collected waste materials from the Kenya Shipyard Limited and used them to mold international navigation marks and buoys used to aid in safe navigation at sea that now constitute the navigation square for the KNTC. The square is now an invaluable training aid to all officers and sailor students in the Kenya Navy, and they can now learn practically what the navigation marks and buoys look like, which enforces the theory learned in class. For his exceptional service and outstanding devotion, Senior Sergeant Evans Marocco is hereby recognized. Makofi anapokuja kuchukua zawadi yake. Asante sana. Thank you very much. Makofi kwake anapoondoka. Senior Sergeant James Maina Kimani, Kenya Navy. Senior Sergeant Maina Kimani was enlisted in the Kenya Defence Forces in 2007. Senior Sergeant James Kimani was part of the team tasked to revive the Kenya Navy Jasiri 57mm Bofors and AK-630mm guns between October to December 2022. Through resilience and adaptability, Senior Sergeant James Maina Kimani and his teammates managed to operationalize the guns at a very minimal cost to the service and the Kenya Defence Forces. For his dedication to duty, Senior Sergeant James Maina Kimani is hereby recognized. And that marks the end of the honors and awards. A round of applause to all those who have been awarded. To all those who have been awarded. Our chief guest, thank you very much for that session. Asante sana.